Well, as the eyes of the world are on the Olympic Games in London this summer, a little closer to home, a swimmer with a unique purpose is poised to enter the waters of Lake Ontario. On August 17th, Michele Benoit will begin a 45-kilometer swim across the lake. And she's here with the details. Michele, welcome.
Welcome, Michele.
Thank you for having me.
Lake Ontario, now that isn't, even in the summertime, it's not all that warm.
It's not. We've had a good summer, though. We've had a good summer.
Okay, okay. So you're just a little bit of a thing. Why are you swimming across Lake Ontario?
I am raising awareness and funds for clean water in Africa. And the need is it's a really important need. And in this part of the world, you know, we have free access to water, and in Africa and other undeveloped countries, they're not so lucky. So this is for a really great cause. Keeps me going.
We have so much fresh water just in Ontario that that the world, you know, would die for anywhere else, and they are dying because they don't have fresh water. But you're going to be getting into that freshwater body of water, Lake Ontario, 45 kilometers. In fact, let's first put up on the screen a map of where you're going to be swimming across from. So from Burlington, Spencer Smith Park, over to Port Dalhousie, right across like 45 kilometers or 28 miles. How do you start training even for something like that?
Well, actually, I'll just, I'm going to be going in the opposite direction. So I'll be going from Port Dalhousie, St. Catharines. Yes, I'll be landing in Burlington. Really, water training is important in a pool initially. Obviously, I can't be in the lake in the wintertime, but as soon as we can get into the lake, we're training. And so just before June this year, we've been in the lake and getting used to the conditions. The water temperature is the biggest one, especially for someone my size. So I've been training in water that's been 46 degrees and 55 degrees.
Wow.
You want to get your wetsuit off as quick as possible, so I've been training all season without a wetsuit. And really getting used to winds and chops and waves and all that kind of stuff. So
obviously swimming is something that you enjoy doing, but I happen to know that swimming across Lake Ontario is more than just providing water for people in Africa, that really you feel like God is the one who invited you to do this.
He absolutely did. Honestly, I've been in aquatics my entire life. I was swimming at the age of 3. I've trained people in the water. I've pretty much covered all facets, but I never would have thought of this for myself. And God really laid it on my heart that I needed to use the gift that He gave me to make a difference for other people.
And it's just recently that you've become sensitive to His voice, because it was only a couple of years ago that He got a hold of your heart.
Not even 2 years ago, absolutely. He really opened my eyes to the truth, and I just became, as soon as I realized what I had been missing my whole life, that, you know, Jesus Christ died for me and my sins, and I was saved not too long after that, and God really, really started working my heart.
So doing heart business with God, that's something that every man, woman, boy, and girl who's ever lived will have to, at one point or another, do heart business with God. Yes. They've got to face Him either here or there. And He got a hold of you.
He did, and I tried to ignore this one. This is pretty big. Not ignore it, but I really did a lot of praying and really made sure, and it was very, very clear to me that God was leading me in this direction, and I surrendered and said, okay, I will be obedient. And
so obedient to live for Him, but also, Ron, obedient to swim for Him.
Well, once He does get a hold of your heart, then you start really sensing His heartbeat, and what Jesus talks a lot about is just the needs of the poor and those around us and those less fortunate, and that really has compelled and propelled you to say yes to this challenge, and so you're doing the cross Canada, I mean the cross Lake Ontario thing. You can swim across Canada next time. But tell us, like, you're also a nutritionist and a trainer, so that certainly helps probably in order to know how to best prepare for it. But is there a special diet you have to beyond it?
Well, the interesting thing is you can't stop and you can't touch the boats. You can tread water, but it is a sanctioned swim. So,
what does a sanctioned swim mean?
Well, there's a governing body that oversees all of the safety. Safety is paramount, obviously, as well as regulations. And so I have to start at one end of the lake and finish at the other outside of water without touching anyone or anything before I reach the other end. So my feed, as we call it, my nutrition is thrown out to me on a rope or in a net, and I do it as quickly as I can because the water is cold. So hypothermia is probably the biggest challenge, especially for someone of my size. So you want to eat, you want to stay fueled, and you want to keep moving.
Have you ever done anything like this before? This is the first? This is the first time?
The first.
Well, we will be watching with excitement,
Yes.
and we'll let you know how she did. I know you're going to do well. You're going to succeed.
Well, you can track the information by going online. In fact, here's how you can find out more about this swim, wavesforwater.ca, and find out more about the cause that she's swimming for. It's all there, and how you can help as well with it. And so there it is. I encourage you to go online, wavesforwater.ca. And the date again of the swim is?
I leave the 17th of August, which is a Friday, and I arrive at Spencer Smith Park on the 18th, which is a Saturday.
How long will it take you to swim?
I'm hoping for 18 hours.
18 hours.
So right through the night.
And there'll be a team of people at Spencer Smith Park, hopefully there for the arrival, just learning about why I'm doing this, and seeing the boats and me come swimming into shore.
Wavesforwater.ca is the website where you can find out all the information and get to know Michele a little bit better as well.
Thanks, Michele, for coming by and let us know.
I appreciate it.
All right.